this. A normal-sized house surrounded by luscious green acres. Pecan trees in the backyard. A giant, beautiful magnolia tree in the front by the porch. Fields of high corn, and the sound of a train whistle in the distance. Although this could be any home in the South, this one has a special place full of memories and sentimental value. This was the home with a guest bedroom decorated with geese. This was the home with painted saw blades on the wall. This was the home with a cup of dentures sitting on the back counter. This was the home of my great-grandparents, Josephus and Rosa Walker. To us, they were known as Popeye and Bobo. I want you to know just how important these two people were to me and so many of my family. I remember their super tall cornfields. To a little kid, the corn stalks were taller than trees, and so much fun to play and hide in. Although I was too little to pick the corn, I always helped clean it. Bobo and Popeye lived in Century, Florida, a little city just north of Pensacola on the Florida-Alabama line. The corn would be picked, and then they'd haul it in the back of Popeye's truck to my grandparents' house, Wimpy Joe and Granola. Not really sure where my family gets all the weird grandparent names, but come from somewhere, I guess. Sorry. Anyways, Wimpy Joe and Granola would call everyone over to shuck corn. My cousin and I always fought over the pink shucking brush, and both of us screamed when we found an ear of corn with a worm in it. Honestly, that still grosses me out a little. My family is very big into agriculture. Granola can resurrect any dead plant, and Grandmary can root almost anything you want her to. Even though neither of them are blood relatives to Popeye and Bobo, I can't help but to think just knowing them and being a part of their family had that impact. They had a love for the land and a way of growing things. I remember sitting on the floor at Wimpy Joe and Granola's house shelling peas. My parents, my aunts and uncles, Granola and Wimpy Joe, and Popeye and Bobo were sitting in chairs in kind of a circle, always talking while they shelled. Even though I was a kid and had little part in the conversation, the warmth and love that filled that room from the rest of my family talking had a huge impact on me. The love of the land turned into growing vegetables, and the cleaning of those vegetables turned into a family affair, all because of who Popeye and Bobo were. I remember picking up pecans every time I was at their house. I even played in the barn and got in trouble for breaking something, although I can't remember what. Popeye always enjoyed working with his hands. He was such a good woodworker. I'm happy to say that the men in my family got that from him, and my grandfather and dad still follow in his footsteps by building so many gorgeous things. When all of the great-grandkids were little, Amy and Joshua weren't even born yet, Popeye made us all little boxes out of cedar. He even made one for Amy and labeled it Little Miss What's-Her-Name. Even though I only knew Popeye for 7 years and Bobo for 14 years, they touched my heart in ways I didn't realize until a few years ago. He and Bobo passed down so many things through our family. Shucking corn, shelling peas, picking up pecans, and watching my dad and grandpa shape wood into something beautiful may not sound like fun to many people, but these are some of my fondest memories from my childhood. Popeye and Bobo were not famous or wealthy, but they knew the importance of family. I plan to hold on to these memories and carry on these traditions for my children, and I am so thankful for all the traditions and life lessons that they taught me.
That is wonderful. Just wonderful. I still miss both of them.
I understand, me too.